Most people never reach financial independence, ever. There is one milestone that changes everything. $100,000. That is the number. After this, your money starts working harder than you. Before it, you are doing all the heavy lifting alone. 83 years. That is how long without returns. With compound interest, 25 years. Same goal. Compound interest is not magic, it is math. Stocks have averaged 10 to 11% since 1950. That single fact rewrites your entire financial future. Most people save what is left after spending. Wrong. Spend what is left after saving. That is the system. Warren Buffett said that, and he is worth over $100 billion. The first 100,000 is the hardest, period. Charlie Munger called it, and I quote a bitch, but after that, you can ease off the gas. Compound interest finally kicks in and accelerates for you. Wealth is money making money. Simple definition. Wealthy means your investments cover your living expenses. That gap between income and expenses is your freedom. Most people close that gap the wrong way by spending more. Designated investment capital, that is your weapon. Money set aside only to make more money, nothing else. Do not touch it. Do not borrow from it. Ever. Every dollar you invest plants a seed for future growth. Scale of capital changes the game completely. 10% on 10,000 is just 1,000. 10% on 100,000 is 10,000. Same rate, 10 times the result. That is scale. This is why the first 100,000 feels impossibly slow. And why everything after feels surprisingly fast? FIRE movement, financial independence, retire early. Save 50% of income. Reach freedom in 10 years. Aggressive savings sounds extreme. It just requires a clear goal. Roth IRA. Up to $7,000 per year if under 50. Max your 401k. At least get the full employer match. Not taking the match is leaving free money on the table. Tax strategy is your single largest investment expense. Reduce it legally, and you keep vastly more wealth. The system is simple. Stay consistent. Let time do the work. VOO, VTI, SCHD, these are your building blocks. Index funds. Low fees, long horizon, maximum simplicity. Automate transfers. Set the date, remove emotion entirely. Behavioral finance says emotions kill most investment returns. The goal is simple. Reach 100,000 first. Let me show you the real math behind reaching $1 million. Start with $1,000 per month invested consistently. Use a conservative 8% average annual return assumption. To reach 100,000 takes 6.4 years. This phase is the grind, all discipline, minimal interest impact. But from 100 to 200,000 takes only 4 years. The gap shrinks because your existing balance is now compounding. 200 to 300,000 takes only 3 more years. 300 to 400,000 takes 2.5 years. Each milestone arrives faster. The snowball is rolling now. 400 to 500,000 takes just over 2 years. From 0 to 1 million takes 24.7 total years. Without any returns, the same million takes 83 years. Compound interest saves you 58 years of working life. That is not a strategy. That is a life-changing mathematical fact. Now, let's look at what happens when you save more monthly. $2,000 per month reaches 1 million in 18 years. $3,000 per month brings that down to 14 years. $5,000 monthly, and you can be a millionaire in 10 years. Every extra $100 per month compresses your timeline significantly. This is why budgeting is not about restriction, it is about acceleration. Cancel unused subscriptions. Redirect that cash to your brokerage. Cook at home 5 nights a week. Save $5,000 a year. Negotiate rent before renewal. Even 2% matters over years. These are not sacrifices. These are strategic reallocations of capital. VOO tracks the S&P 500, covers 500 top U.S. companies. VTI adds small and mid-cap exposure for total U.S. market coverage. SCHD focuses on high-quality dividend-paying U.S. companies for income. Combine all three for a simple, resilient, long-term portfolio. Low expense ratios mean more of your return stays with you. Even a 1% fee difference costs you tens of thousands long-term. Vanguard pioneered low-cost index investing. The data supports it fully. Most active fund managers underperform the index over 20 years. Passive index investing beats complexity for most everyday investors. Simplicity is the most underrated advantage in long-term investing. The Roth IRA is your most powerful tax-free growth vehicle. Contributions grow tax-free. Withdrawals in retirement are tax-free too. IRS limit for Roth IRA in 2025 is $7,000 annually. If you are over 50, the catch-up limit adds another $1,000 per year. Start as early as possible. Every year counts exponentially more. A 25-year-old maxing a Roth IRA could have over $1 million tax-free. Backdoor Roth IRA allows high earners to still access this benefit. Roth conversions are another tool to shift pre-tax money to tax-free accounts. Always consult a CFP before executing a Roth conversion strategy. 401k contributions reduce your taxable income immediately this year. The IRS 401k limit for 2025 is $23,000 annually. Employer matches are guaranteed immediate 100% returns. No investment on earth gives you a guaranteed immediate double. Non-qualified investment accounts let you invest beyond contribution limits. Use taxable accounts for long-term index fund investing after maxing registered accounts. Tax loss harvesting can offset gains and reduce your annual tax bill legally. Fidelity and Vanguard both offer zero or near zero fee index fund options. Dollar cost averaging removes the need to time the market perfectly. Invest the same amount every month regardless of market conditions. When markets drop, your fixed contribution buys more shares automatically. This is stealth wealth, invisible progress, real results, zero performance. The wealthiest person in the room usually looks the least impressive. A used Toyota with a paid-off loan beats a leased BMW every time. The car payment trap redirects $500 monthly away from investments. Over 5 years, that $500 monthly at 8% is $36,000. Lifestyle inflation is the silent destroyer of wealth-building momentum. Every raise is an opportunity to invest more, not spend more. Automate your raise to savings pipeline before your lifestyle adjusts. Federal Reserve data shows average U.S. household savings rate remains under 5%. You are not competing with the average. You are building your own system. At $1 million invested at 8% annual return, the portfolio generates $80,000 per year without you working a single day. That portfolio requires zero additional contributions to double to $2 million in approximately 9 years at the same return rate. This is the true definition of wealth, money making money, completely independent of your labor or time. Of that $1 million portfolio built at $1,000 per month, $300,000 came from personal contributions, the rest was pure compound interest. $700,000 generated by interest alone. You contributed less than a third of the final portfolio value. This is why the BLS data showing Americans spend more than they earn is so financially devastating over a 30-year period. If you spend everything you earn, you never build designated investment capital and compound interest never starts working for you. Morningstar research consistently shows that low-cost index funds outperform over 75% of actively managed funds over 15-year periods. The data is not ambiguous. Passive investing beats active stock picking for most individual investors over the long run every time. VOO has a historical annualized return of approximately 10% since its inception in 2010, tracking the S&P 500 faithfully. VTI covers the entire U.S. stock market, over 3,500 companies, giving you maximum domestic diversification in a single fund. Adding SCHD for dividend income creates a natural passive income layer that grows as your portfolio scales without selling a single share. A classic 3-fund portfolio, U.S. stocks, international stocks, and bonds, is endorsed by Vanguard as a complete, resilient retirement strategy. Rebalance your portfolio once per year to maintain your target asset allocation and manage risk as markets shift. SSA data shows the average Social Security monthly benefit is approximately $1,900, nowhere near enough to retire comfortably. Social Security was designed as a supplement, not as your entire retirement plan. Building your own portfolio is non-negotiable. The 4% withdrawal rule suggests a $1.5 million portfolio can safely fund $60,000 in annual retirement income indefinitely. To fund $80,000 annually, you need a $2 million portfolio fully achievable with consistent index fund investing starting in your 30s. The path from 0 to $2 million is not a fantasy, it is a 25-year mathematical certainty if you invest consistently and avoid destroying your gains. The most dangerous enemy of your financial plan is not a market crash, it is your own impatience when the portfolio feels small. The Federal Reserve's DFAST stress testing data confirms diversified index portfolios recover from major downturns within 3 to 5 years historically. Investors who stayed invested through the 2008 financial crisis and 2020 market drop recovered all losses and reached new all-time highs within years. The investors who sold during the dip locked in losses permanently. The ones who held or bought more came out vastly ahead. Time in the market beats timing the market. This is not motivational advice, it is statistically proven data across every major market study. Start today. Even $200 per month invested at 25 years old creates over $1 million by retirement at 65 with 8% annual returns. Waiting until 35 to start that same $200 monthly investment reduces the final value to under $400,000, a $600,000 delay penalty. 10 years of delayed starting costs you more than 20 additional years of maximum contributions can recover. Time is the single most irreplaceable variable. Build an emergency fund first 3 to 6 months of expenses in a high-yield savings account so you never touch your investment capital during hard times. High-yield savings accounts currently offer 4 to 5% APY, far superior to the national average of just 0.6% at traditional banks, according to Federal Reserve rate data. Your emergency fund is the protective moat around your investment fortress. Without it, one unexpected expense forces you to liquidate investments at the worst possible time. Once the emergency fund is established and the first $100K is hit, the compounding effect accelerates so dramatically that your financial trajectory becomes almost unrecognizable. The nonlinear nature of compound interest means the back half of your investing timeline produces more wealth than the entire first half combined. This is not about being wealthy today. It is about building a system that makes you wealthy automatically regardless of income, industry, or economic conditions. FIRE is achievable on a median U.S. income approximately $59,000 per year according to BLS. If the savings rate is aggressively maintained above 20%, the psychological barrier to reaching the first $100K is not mathematical, it is the feeling that progress is too slow during the compounding light early phase. Stay the course, track your net worth monthly. Watching it grow even slowly is the most powerful behavioral reinforcement that keeps investors consistent during the early grind. Avoid comparison to peers. Stealth wealth is about competing only with your own past self and previous financial statement, nobody else's lifestyle or portfolio. Debt is the direct mathematical opposite of compound interest. It compounds against you. Eliminate high-interest debt before investing aggressively beyond your employer match. Credit card debt at 24% APR compounds faster than almost any investment return. Paying it off is the highest guaranteed return available to you right now. After clearing high-interest debt, stack accounts in this order: 401K to full match, then Roth IRA max, then taxable brokerage. This is the optimal investment waterfall. Every dollar invested in your 20s or 30s is worth approximately 10 times a dollar invested in your 50s. The compounding gap is that severe over long time horizons. The FIRE community has proven at scale that financial independence is not reserved for high earners. It is a function of savings rate, time horizon, and investment discipline above all else. Stealth wealth is not about poverty or deprivation. It is about redirecting consumption dollars into capital-generating assets that permanently increase your financial freedom. Peter Thiel turned his Roth IRA into over $5 billion legally, tax-free. The Roth IRA is not just a retirement account. In the right hands, it is a generational wealth engine. The system is not complicated. It never was. The complication is a myth sold by financial services industries that profit from your confusion and inaction. Here is the complete system in 4 steps. Eliminate high-interest debt, build 3 months of emergency savings, max tax-advantaged accounts, invest the rest in low-cost index funds consistently. Repeat that system every single month without exception. Do not